But you said something about passion versus calling.
Yeah.
Can you speak to that a little bit for us, please?
I was thinking about that question. I'm writing a book right now called Fit for Purpose, Overcoming the Obstacles Within, or the demons within. And part of it is finding your purpose and finding your calling. Eric, we're all called, right?
Mhm.
We are all called. Christ has called us all to be his hands and feet, but he's placed a purpose within each of us. And my purpose could be different than your purpose. And that purpose is kind of like this burning desire within us that wakes us up in the middle of the night, that when we wake up in the morning, we are just so ignited with, this is what God has called me to do. This is my purpose for him. I know I'm called to share the gospel, but your purpose, Eric, is to do the podcast. And that is something that gets you excited, right? It gets you up in the middle of the night, or your feet hit the floor and you're like, okay, who's my guest today? It's that purpose inside of you. It's just an overwhelming sense of, well, I can't wait to do this in the morning, right? And so I think that's the purpose that God has for us. And each person has a different purpose. It may be that you want to teach, that you want to train, or that you want to serve. Some people are just, their purpose is to serve, and that's what makes them excited. But our calling, we're all called. It says we're all called, but few of us answer that calling, right? And I think few of us answer that calling to pursue our purpose because we're afraid, or we don't feel we're qualified. God has called us all, but few of us say yes to that. But
Why do you?
go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. What
I
were
was
you going
just
to
to
say?
say that purpose is something in us that we can't push down. It's bubbling up with inside of us that, one of my purposes, I'm an evangelist. And so when I'm out and about, I just can't help. My son laughs at me sometimes. He's like, Mom, shh. I can't help but share the gospel. I can't help but want to make someone smile by sharing the gospel and saying, God loves you so much, but someone's purpose maybe in serving. And I have a good friend, and she can't wait to get up and serve someone, the next day. And I think it's just saying yes.